G'day guys, Dungeon Defender Morg here. Welcome to my tutorials channel. I'm going to kick off the first tutorial with something I've been getting a lot of questions about from some new players, and that's whether they should roll the original classes or the gender alternates for towers and DPS. So we're going to have a look at their abilities and stuff now, and I'll go into a little bit of depth and give you an honest opinion on which I think is better for towers and which is better for DPS. Okay, so here we've got our male Squire, original Squire, that we get in the original Dungeon Defenders. He has a circular strike ability, just really basic AoE. It's not that great unless you have a large weapon. And we got Blood Rage, which is great for speed. Okay, so we'll have a look at the other.
I think you can collect one of them.
Alright, so our Countess. She's got this cool joust ability. It's very, very good for pushing back, and a call to arms ability. With the Squires, it's actually pretty even. I mean, call to arms ability is great for a builder because while you have to stay on your builder to keep the 30% bonus, you can buff everybody else around you. But at the same time, your joust ability is quite useful while you're DPSing. So I'd probably recommend this chick for DPS over the male Squire. So if you're going to choose a builder and a DPS, I'd probably choose the male Squire to be your builder.
Planning to slay a dragon?
Okay, now we'll go for the Huntresses. Female is she's very low in health. Piercing shots more powerful than the males because there's only one bullet instead of 3. Invisibility speaks for itself more or less.
The prices are not negotiable.
Okay, now the male moves slower. He has more health. His piercing shots spread into 3, and he's got invisibility field as opposed to just normal invisibility. I would recommend this guy for DPS over the female simply because being able to make other towers and stuff invisible is incredibly handy, especially if, you know, they're getting pwned by ogres and whatnot. Piercing spread shots more handy for AoE, you know, hitting more enemies. And the female, just frankly, she moves faster, so, you know, get all your traps done a lot quicker. Alrighty, for the monk. Male monk has a hero boost ability. It's quite handy. I mean, it heals and empowers all the heroes that are standing around you. It's pretty good for increasing everybody's DPS, including your own. Defense boost used to be good. I mean, on easy, medium, hard, defense boost is still quite handy, but on insane and nightmare, it's pretty poor, guys. I mean, it ticks for like, you know, 300-400 unless your stats are really good, and towers have up to what, 300-400k health now. It's getting a bit out of hand, so that ability is pretty obsolete now.
Greetings.
Okay. Now, the female has enemy drain, which is more or less like a strength drain aura, and a remote defense boost. So, if there's any builders that are still on their builder tune, and they're standing near you, all of the towers they have built will be increased. Now that doesn't include, say if you're on your Squire, and you switch to this chick and do your tower boost, your Squire's towers will not be empowered, simply because you're not on that turn anymore. Okay, so I'd recommend this girl over the male for DPS, just because of the enemy drain, and yeah, being able to help other builders that are on the field as well. That's really handy. I know that the male has boost and heal, but compared to these, it's just not worth it.
I have the best deals in all of Etheria.
Last but not least, we have the Mage. Okay, female has Purity Bomb. exactly the same as the mana bomb, except it targets specifically undead creatures more so than others. So it's still going to hurt everything you hit it with. It's just that mages and skeletons are going to get really owned by it, which is quite handy since, you know, mana bomb's not all that useful in the later difficulty modes anyway. Instant upgrade, incredibly handy, you know, those times where you're just getting pwned and you can't seem to get the upgrade off. Uses a little bit more mana. I've found mine is not as good as it should be. I've only got about 400 or 500 points in it, but it tends to use about 50% extra mana for the upgrade until you get to 3rd, 4th upgrade, and then it just adds a couple of hundred on.
You can lock an item. You are about.
Okay, the mail's just got your general mana bomb and overcharge, which is very, very handy for repairing. Pretty well triples the speed that you repair and build. Cast time of your mana bomb rather. I would still recommend this guy as towers over DPS for the other chick, mainly because the purity bomb and the instant upgrade are much more handy for a toon that you're going to be staying on as opposed to building on and then switching. So in my opinion, I would honestly go the male over the female for towers. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and hope it helps you decide which toon you might roll over DPS over towers, etc. If you have any questions, post them down the bottom and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.